Society. Marilyn's Cafe Society. All right, everybody. Yes, it is. It's that time for Marilyn's Cafe Society Radio right here on the YouTube channel. Yeah, episode 32. By the way, this month, 2022, April of 2022, marks the 17th year of Marilyn's Cafe Society. This show debuted on WJOL Radio back in April of 2005. Yeah, and so as you guys know, January of 2018, my show ended on WJOL Radio, and so I've been bringing the show to you via YouTube since then. So yeah, when you add up all the years, Marilyn's Cafe Society has been in existence for 17 years, and of course the last 4 years here on the YouTube channel. So I'm kind of sort of excited. Of course I miss radio. I miss being in the studio and you know, that whole vibe that you get from being in the studio. But I've kind of created, you know, a place here where I get that in-studio experience and can continue to bring you the show. So I'm excited. I'm not doing anything special this year. You know, maybe on the 20th year we'll do something special. But as you all know, last fall I decided to start using terms like seasons and episodes. And so and then I switched from using episodes because it's not really like a scripted show that I'm presenting to you, and I went to using the word edition. So we're in season 4, edition 32 of Marilyn's Cafe Society Radio right here on the YouTube channel. Again, it's Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, the first Tuesday in the month of April. And of course, I don't know how things work where you are, but the first Tuesday of every month in my community, they test the tornado and emergency sirens. And so we, of course, heard that earlier this morning. And, you know, I'm off camera today. I'll get back on camera more than likely next week, but just off camera today because I, you know, jazz myself up for my day job all the time. And today I just kind of wanted a day of just being me without the makeup and fixing up the hair and getting, you know, fancy dressed and everything. But I'll get back to it next week. All right. All right. Well, and then the weather, my goodness, you know, it's kind of drabby looking outside, so it's not a big motivator, although we shouldn't let the weather, you know, determine how we're going to be for the day. But anyway, it's kind of drabby looking. Supposedly tomorrow's going to be a better day in temperatures, and we may even get more sun. But by Thursday, we're supposed to see snow showers and rain and all of that. You know, winter is transitioning to spring, and so that's what happens. But I did take a peek at the Farmer's Almanac earlier this morning, and the prediction is in many parts of the United States, we're going to be experiencing scorching heat. Yeah. In some cases, like in the West, broiling heat, sizzling heat. So, you know, I'm almost scared. But anyway, you know, they're saying that here in the Midwest, including Illinois, it's going to be a showery summer, meaning we're going to have hot, humid, thundery weather. Not my cup of tea by no means whatsoever. Those who've been with me for a while, you know, spring is my favorite time of the year. Although I do not like the thunderstorms and the tornadoes that it can bring. But I love the temperatures, experiencing those 60s and 70s and low 80s. Don't like the dog days of summer, but according to the Farmer's Almanac, we are going to have some brutally hot summer's days and blistering hot if you live in the western states. It's already hot there to begin with, but they use the term blistering hot. My goodness. So anyway, you might want to find somewhere else to be during those hot summer months if you live in the western states or even the central states. And here in the Midwest and specifically in Illinois, we're going to see more days of the high 90s and even triple digits for this summer. And again, that's according to Farmers Almanac. So plan accordingly, and we'll see if they're right. Our forecasters, they have all this good technology now. So in a lot of cases, they do hit it right on the head. All right. Well, aside from the weather, how's your day been? How's your week been? A lot has happened. We can't touch on everything, but I will bring you the update for the coronavirus, where things are right now. According to Johns Hopkins University, they're reporting just under 493 million COVID-19 cases globally and a little more than 6.1 million deaths. Here in the U.S., they confirmed a little more than 80.1 million COVID-19 cases and 982,309 deaths. Things seem to be getting just a little bit better here in the United States. But over in China, well, they have about 1.4 million cases and just under 13,000 COVID-19 deaths. In fact, the cases in Shanghai have risen so much that they are on what they call strict lockdowns. And that's all in an effort to combat the rise of the COVID infections. Now, the residents are having a fit in this business hub of China. And they're so frustrated with the lockdowns that it's being reported that they have taken to social media and they are sharing images of young children being separated from their families, and they are reporting on issues with the delivery of food and the accessibility to healthcare. And so it seems like, folks are kind of protesting where things are right now. And I don't know how. I'm kind of associating, as I said this on one of the previous shows, I'm kind of associating all of this with the start of the Winter Olympics, because that's when it seemed like China lost control of kind of being the country that was able to keep their numbers really, really low for a long time. But here they are still dealing with it. And I guess it's affecting, shipments and things of that nature too. So, oh boy, hang on, everybody. It'll be okay. In fact, it's already okay. But in the mean in between time, we're going to continue to stay safe and, do what you feel is necessary. I know that the world has opened back up and people are out and about. I work in the public and with the public, and I'm seeing people. It's so nice to see people's faces and smiles, and they wish they could see mine because I'm still wearing my mask no matter what, because, all these other variants are popping up, right? So, not a lot, but it's still out there. So I'll get comfortable enough to one day take the mask off, or as I shared before, try to find one of those face shields, those plastic face shields, so that you can see my face, but I'll still be protecting you, although I'm good. I don't have COVID-19, but we'll still be safe and protected from each other. All right. I'm just kind of looking at some other news that's happening around the world. Western leaders, including the United States, pledged to increase the economic pressure on Russia after shocking images of dead civilians spread across the internet this past weekend. As a matter of fact, President Biden called for a war crimes trial, and French President Emmanuel Macron urged Europe to ban Russian oil and coal imports. Now, Reportedly, peace talks are progressing, but they are not yet to the point where Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky are ready to meet. Oh, and by the way, today marks the 41st day since Russia launched its attack or invasion on Ukraine. All right, some good news. It looks like Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is expected to be confirmed as the first Black woman on the Supreme Court as soon as this coming Thursday. That would be the 7th day of April of 2022. Now, she needs a simple majority in the Senate, and she's likely to get all the support from the Democratic senators. And it's being reported so far that she has the support of at least 3 Republicans, and that would be Susan Collins of Maine, Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, and Mitt Romney of Utah. So I'm excited. All right, all right. And, I told a joke to my email club earlier this morning, and this next story kind of reminds me of it because it's about coffee. So listen, Howard Schultz grew Starbucks from 11 stores and 100 employees to 28,000 stores across 77 countries as the CEO of Starbucks. Now, once again, he became CEO of the company for the 3rd time. It happened on yesterday. And so on an interim basis to replace Kevin Johnson, who is retiring after 13 years with Starbucks. Now, Howard Schultz's first duty as the interim CEO was to suspend the company's 3-year, $20 billion share buyback program to free up cash that will be reinvested in Starbucks stores and the employees who work there. And so what is this share buyback program? From what I've read, it has to do with companies who buy their own shares, buy back their own shares. And it's all to benefit the shareholders in some way. But again, Howard Schultz came right in, got to work, and he's looking into getting those stores upgraded and looking better and doing some good things for the employees who work in the store. So yay for him. Real quick, we're going to look at the stock market report. As of about 1:30 Central Time, the Dow was down 128 points to 34,688. The S&P 500 also down 39.24 points to 4,542, and the NASDAQ down 267 points to 14,892. Now, gold dropped a bit, $10 to $1,923.77 per ounce, and oil also dipped $1.10 to $102.58 per barrel. How y'all doing, by the way, at the gas pump? I'm telling you, and even with, heating our homes and everything, it's been a challenge. But if things are gonna continue to, if prices are gonna continue to rise, I trust and believe God to continue to increase my income and your income. All right, so we're gonna be all right. No need to fret. Well, in other news, did you catch the Grammys Sunday night? I did. I didn't catch all of it because I had some other things going on, but I was watching as much of it as I could. And I think the show was incredibly musical. I mean, it seemed like the music of all genres was being featured throughout the show, although there were some performances that were a bit choppy, or should I say interrupted, it seems. I don't know if I liked that, where, they introduced a performance and we got 30 seconds of the performance, and then they cut to commercial break and then came back with the performance continuing on. I'm not sure if I like that. But I guess it's a good way to try to get more accent, right? I guess that was the whole point, to get more music to us. And I liked it on the one hand, but kind of struggled with the interruptions and of the music. And maybe, it was because it's something that we aren't used to. But anyway, it seemed like the focus was being placed on the musicians. Yeah, the musicians who played the guitars and the drums and etc. Right? More so than the singers. I think the highlights of the show were the musicians like Lenny Kravitz and her, and the drummer who was also performing with her, and just the groups that played musical instruments. I love that. I loved it. I loved it. And, speaking of music, as for the state of the music business, well, according to Variety.com, the industry has been and is being revitalized. Yeah, because, the internet in the early 2000s devastated the music industry, left everybody kind of scrambling, trying to figure things out. How are they going to, monetize all of this? And so the good news is they've figured it all out. In fact, it is the digital forces of the internet that's leading the increase of revenue back in the music industry. And that's thanks to the sustained rise of streaming. And the United States recorded music business has grew 24% to 15 billion last year. And this is all according to a recent report from the Recording Industry Association of America. Now, don't count out physical products either, because vinyl sales grew from, or I should say, for the 15th straight year. Yeah, all the young people are back into the vinyl. And then all the older people who sold our vinyl, remember we sold our vinyl and donated our vinyl because, CDs were it, vinyl was out. Well, we're scrambling trying to get back to that vinyl. And so there's a lot of stores, record shops that have popped up in the last decade or so that is selling vinyl again. And so vinyl sales are through the roof. It hit $1 billion in sales for the first time since 1986. And of course, CD sales also saw an uptick as well. And so the music sales in all of its physical formats accounted for about 11% of the music industry revenue. So things are getting better. And, maybe some of our favorite people can get back to the business of making good music. All right. And so I do have one last thing before we cut out for today. And that is to remind you, or to let you know, that this week is Laugh at Work Week. And, I just say laugh, period, week. Get a laugh. And we are taking in so much as a country and in this world, things that are not funny, a lot of trauma and drama. And so, I think, if we're going to try to feel better, because we've heard it before, right? Laughter is the best medicine. There's scripture that supports that as well. And so you do feel good when you have a good chuckle, a good belly laugh. And I'm not sure if this joke that I shared earlier with my email club is going to give you a laugh out, belly laugh, but hopefully you'll at least get tickled. And so here it is. I'm sharing this joke to hopefully make you laugh. Here it is. It's something I found on the internet. It's not an original. But here it is. It says, why do seagulls fly over the sea? Why do seagulls fly over the sea? And the answer is because if they flew over a bay, they would be bagels and not seagulls. Get it? Get it? Did you laugh? I hope so. I know it was a corny one, but I just had to put that out there. Now, I told them after I shared the joke that they can go ahead and get their cup of coffee or tea or whatever it is that they like to drink or have with a bagel and enjoy, right? And hopefully feel better. It kind of made me chuckle when I seen it. I went through, probably 20 or so jokes, and that's the one I picked because it kind of gave me a little laugh. Anyway, laugh at work week. So make sure that you get your laugh on for the rest of this week, everybody. And let's review our word for the month of April. We are in a new month, and so we have a new word that we're going to concentrate on. And remember, this is a repeat. We didn't flunk, but we're just repeating all the words that we learned in 2021, because listen, we have been stressed out and traumatized and all of that good stuff. So we're just gonna, reinforce our learning. That's how we'll say it. Reinforce our learning. And so the word for April is cast. Cast. And remember that it's a system of dividing groups of people or society into hereditary, social, or privileged classes. Cast. So yeah, meditate on that word and the definition and all that it means, and is it a good thing or a bad thing? All right, just something for you to chew on there. All right, and so before we go, I want to remind you that you can promote your business, your product, your service, your persona, your books, your music, whatever it is. You can promote it here on Marilyn's Cafe Society on YouTube, of course, with my website as well. And just send an inquiry to producer at marylandscafesociety.com, producer at marylandscafesociety.com. And make sure you go visit that website as well. Connect with me on social media and check out the blog every week. Although for the month of March, I just left it right there. I wrote one and left it there for a few weeks because I thought it was good. And I wanted you to kind of just meditate on it. And then my schedule was really busy too, so I didn't get a chance to do any fresh or new ones, but I will put a new one up this week. I promise. And also, thanks for checking out the YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share, everybody. All right. And remember, I started that email club, Mondays with Marilyn. And if you want to subscribe or start getting them, just send your email to me via Marilyn's Cafe Society at yahoo.com. Marilyn's Cafe Society at yahoo.com. And you'll get a weekly email on Mondays from me. This week I was a bit delayed, but and got it out this morning, which is Tuesday, April 5th. But typically on Mondays, you'll get it. It's real short email. Just kind of inspire you, lift you up, make you laugh, get you going for the week, okay? It's a way to stay connected with you all, and I appreciate it, so thank you. All right, so before we go, what is love? Love is, for this week, laughter, all right? Love is laughter. And remember, if you don't do anything else this week, everybody, be sure that you live, you laugh, because it is the best medicine, and love. As always, it's a pleasure and a privilege, and I will see you on the next show, possibly on some social media, definitely on the blog. All right? Peace out.